Hey, what's going on there, fam jam? Thank you so much for joining me for this very special episode of the Damn Channel. This is Babel Fish Radio, and you are tuned into your host, D.A. Meyers. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. This is awesome. It actually is tonight because it's 1:45 in the morning when I'm recording this. Wow. This is the third edition of Babel Fish Radio. I have been trying to record this in various states for almost 2 years now. Yeah, I found an episode, my 6th episode, I released just over a year ago. So that says something right there. Let's see, today was really interesting. If you follow me on Twitter, which you should, it's at DA Meyers. I got in a lot of discussions about a lot of things, especially a lot about like socioeconomics and things like that. What did you think? If you were there, give me your comments, or send them to me on Twitter, or go find it and maybe I'll link them down below. I have some interesting views when it comes to that, and I like discussions. So if you have something to say on that, hook me up. Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, today's show. We've got music, as usual. Right now, we're listening to Female Protagonist by Clusterbuster. We're going to just let this finish off, and we're going to get into this first set here. We're going to get you up and out of your seats and dancing around a little bit, so please enjoy.
Town has kept us down for 2 are so bright. It's time. It's time. Light, you are so bright. It's time. It's time. Light, you are so bright. It's time. It's time. We got a night to drive. We got a night to run away. We got a night to drive. We got a night to run away. We got a night to drive.
So, what did you think of that set? We started that off, I think I already said, with Female Protagonist by Cluster Buster. Excuse me. And then we moved on to Genesis by Justice. Awesome band. And we finished that off with Drive by Honeybeard. I played them on my last piloty podcasty thing because they're awesome. I love Honeybeard. They're fantastic. Okay, so one thing that I was doing before when I was running Babel Fish Radio, if you haven't heard, this isn't really a new gig. I've been running it for almost 2 years. I think May of a year and a half-ish ago, whatever that is, I think is about when I started it. Yeah, so it's been a journey over that past time. So we'll say about 18 months. I think I've produced probably 15 or 16 shows. Don't quote me on that. I haven't counted, but I'm really excited to get into this more because this is ultimately what I really want to do. It's more of this. So now that we've finished that tangent, let's get into why I started it, which is Permicard or permaculture cards. So I've got this really, really lovely deck of cards. I just want to make sure that is in focus. Yes. So I've got this really lovely deck of cards, permaculture playing cards by Paul Wheaton and Alexander Ojeda Jr. Anyways, two cool guys who put this deck of cards together that it's regular playing cards, but every single one of them has some really cool permaculture information on it. It's beautiful, lovely, so I pick a card and I read off of it. Today we have diatomaceous. I even looked this up earlier to figure out the pronunciation of it. Diatomaceous earth, whatever. There's the card. Here, let's see if I can read it on my monitor big enough so that we can read it together. Just give me a second. I wasn't prepared to do this. Okay. Diatomaceous earth, made of ancient diatom skeletons. Diatomaceous earth is edible to mammals, but deadly to insects. DE scratches through a bug's waxy exoskeleton coating, turning their innards to teeny tiny bug jerky. Sounds really pleasant. Make sure you get food grade DE with less than 0.5% crystalline silica. Most grain is stored with a bit of DE mixed in. DE is used in animal feeds to control parasites. DE has been shown to be the best solution for controlling bedbugs or fleas. Some people eat a tablespoon of DE every day. They report thicker, healthier hair, skin, and nails, among other health benefits. Some believe it will add several years to your lifespan. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't know that much about diatomaceous earth. I know that we use it a lot in permaculture as pest control and things like that. It's pretty cool stuff. So that's that for that. So I am always looking for collaborators. I love musicians and artists and everybody else and anybody who creates anything or has something to say. I don't really care. You want to talk to me? Come talk to me. If you want to collaborate with me, let me know. Let's figure something out together. Let's see what we can offer each other. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please give them to me. I love questions. I love comments, especially when they cause discussion. I love discussion. I love increasing knowledge, and I love making people critically think. I also like to critically think myself. Let's see. Well, let's see. What have we done this week? I've had a very, very busy week. I've fulfilled my promise to you guys that I would do a show a day, which I did. Monday, we looked at Myers-Briggs, MBTI Mondays, though I think I'm going to actually change that to Musing Mondays because I just feel like it's a little bit more open to the format, right? I like to just muse. For now, we're going to be sticking to Myers-Briggs, but it's still musings. But anyways, Myers-Briggs, it's a personality theory, and it gives insights as to how we gather information, how we make decisions, and how we interact with the world. It's filled with a ton of information about self-betterment. That's what it needs to be used as. It's a great tool for self-discovery as well as to help aid communication with other people. It's a useful thing. So if you like it, check it out over here. Tuesday. Well, Tuesday is for tech. So we reviewed this beauty of a beast. This is the Apollo Twin. It's an audio interface. I use it. It works well. I reviewed it. Check that one out. Why don't we just get back more into music? Let's get back into music. We are going to add some words, but we're still going to stay in a bit of the electronic realm. I hope you enjoy this next set. Maybe I should hit the right button. I hope you enjoy this next set.
The virus took on many shapes. The bear, the elk, the antelope, the elephant, the deer. The mineral, the iron, the copper, the coltan, the rubber. The coffee, the cotton, the sugar. The people, the people, the people, the people. The germ traveled faster than the bullet. They harvest the mountainside, protect the crops, herd the cattle. The people, the people, the people, the people, the people. The women and children were separated from the men. They're divided us according to the regional filters of their minds. The violence of arrogance crawls into the air, nestles into the geospatial cortex. We are not a conquered people. Awakened by my elder brother. The compound was on fire. Awakened by my elder brother. The compound was on fire. Never hid their perspectives of land, would rather see us disappear. Recyclable prayers. The people, the people, the people, the people. This is my body which is given for you. The people, the people, this is my blood. The people, the people. We are not a conquered people. Awakened by my elder brother. The compound was on fire. Awakened by my elder brother. The compound was on fire.
recording do I get in this thing?
Where do lovers go when they wanna meet? Can I win you over with one glance at me? Why fool with words that nobody will read? And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know it's getting harder. It's getting harder. It's getting harder. It's getting harder. It's too much. How can I resist your touch? Finding you was hard enough. I don't care if it's true love. It's too much. It's too. When I hit reply, got me wondering, are those really your eyes looking back at me? Should I take a chance?
What's that?
When there's no guarantee? And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know.
Are you
it's
serious?
Getting harder. It's getting harder. It's getting harder.
What the flip?
It's getting harder. It's too much. How can I resist your touch? Finding you was hard enough.
That's good. Yeah, no settings even. It's fucking brilliant.
It's too much. You can call it what you want. Finding you is hard enough. I don't care if it's too long. It's too much. Why does it feel so wrong when I know that we both had fun? Gotta act when I feel that drive before it eats me alive. It's too much. How can I resist your touch? Finding you is hard enough. I don't care if it's true love. It's too much. It's too much. You can call it what you want. Finding you is hard enough. I don't care if it's true love. It's too much.
Why are you so mad? Yeah, okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I ran out of space on my SD card. So we switched cameras, which also was not recording for some reason. So some of this show is just going to be black. I don't care. Let's continue. Let's see. What did we just play? We started that set off with Small Soldier by Samson's Delilah. Then we moved on to The Virus featuring Saul Williams and Chippewa Travelers by A Tribe Called Red. And then we moved on to Too Much by Shade. And what was actually really interesting about that is that's a song I had never heard by them. I just picked a random one off of an album. I liked it. It was good. Their previous album was really good too. I suggest you check them out. Links for all music, as always, is down below. A Tribe Called Red and Samson's Delilah are both Canadian. Represent. Anyways, do you recognize this shirt, maybe? Fozzy Fest? It's a Canadian festival, music festival. I might be there in a bus, like a school bus, because that's kind of the plan, is to try and move into a bus. That's going to be fun. I actually have a blog called Canadian Van Life. I'll link that one down below as well, where I am beginning to document the process of that journey, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's go back to recapping this week, because that's always fun. Wednesday, we did a permaculture primer. Now, permaculture, if you missed Wednesday, I suggest you go check it out. Should be up there. And why is it important? Well, if you haven't looked outside lately, the world's kind of going to shit. Permaculture has a lot of answers for the problems that we face these days, and it's important. And I think even it has applications in a lot of places. So if you don't watch any of my other stuff, if you think I'm an idiot, at least check out permaculture. You don't have to check my stuff out. I just want you to look into it. It's awesome stuff. And speaking of, I was introduced to a really, really cool project today. It is a floating it's a floating island, and it's in New York, and it was built as an art installation, and it's basically a floating barge with with food growing on it that anybody can come and board and pick. It's cool. Anyways, there's a really cool article on it. As always, link is down below. So let's move on. Thursday, we looked a little bit into history. History, it was kind of a weird show. You can go check it out. And now, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I've been kind of embroiled on some Twitter discussions. And it was mostly around socioeconomics, things like socialism and communism and capitalism and dictatorships and, all those things. Because if, again, you haven't looked outside, things are crazy. Not just environmentally, politically as well. So what the heck is going on? And I have a lot of theories about this. I think humans have actually stepped off of our trajectory as actually a pretty significant race in the grand scheme of things, to just being another useless, short-lived species. Because guess what? This planet is gonna blow up. One day, it's gonna blow up. There's no stopping it, and there's nothing you can do, and it doesn't matter. But what we can do is try to move forwards progressively instead of fighting each other in such a competitive framework. We're always fighting. Everybody always has to be a winner or a loser. You got to make somebody lose to be able to win. But you know what? Guess what? We can fucking help each other out, and we can all win. It's not hard. You just work together. And differing ideologies can live harmoniously. You just need to remember that none of your gods actually told you to kill anyone. Okay? That's the important bit. Anyways, let's get out of this before I get a little crazy. So we moved off our good progressive, socially, like evolutionarily progressive path about 10,000 years ago, and we got off the nature train. For the last 10,000 years, mankind, at least like modern mankind, there was stuff happening 10,000 years ago that made sense, and there was stuff happening up until, not that long ago now that made sense, but instead the colonial forces just took over the entire world and spread a toxic ideology that so far hasn't brought us really much. I mean, yeah, I sleep in a bed with warmth, What's to say that wouldn't have happened without just... Anyways, that's a discussion for another day. So we diverged from our evolutionary path, I think, and went to... We're at a bit of a crux. You see, we're apes, just like most other apes. We are driven by our sexuality and our social status. Now, the standard narrative talks about boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, boy marries girl, impregnates girl, and defends his property, which includes girl, with his life. That's what's been pushed on us forever. That's the patriarchy and everything like that. I read a book. It's called Sex at Dawn. It challenges that narrative in a big way. I've only read... Okay, I've read more than that. I've only read like 30 pages, or not 30 pages, like 70 pages. So I'm still working on it. Oh, and speaking of, actually, you know what? Let's get into this in a minute. I just want to read a quote out of this book for you. No, I'm not going to read a quote out of this book for you. I'll read that in a second here. But the point is, I'm going to read it. Let's just get into some music. Okay. Yeah, that was a heavier set. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, that last one was Abeyance by Bellecar. They are, I think, Australian. Awesome. Oh, should take that guy off. That was probably really, really muffled. Let's start that over again. So we just listened to Abeyance by Bellecar. They're from Australia. They're amazing. Previously, before that, was This World Shall Fall by, and you're going to laugh at me trying to pronounce this, but Shilmagognar. Anyways, Shilmagognar, or however you pronounce it. Also, so good. I play a lot of metal on this show. I'm going to tell you that. And a lot of electronic stuff. I play a lot of stuff, but pretty much always metal. I love metal. And before that was Sacrifice to Purify by Exalt. Also, so good. So good. I love that music. Yeah. We're going to talk about something that I want to launch with this channel. I was going to wait to announce it a little bit because I wanted to be like, hey, this is a thing that I'm doing. We're starting it right now. But I'm so excited about it. I want you guys to join in too, okay? I'm loving this book. And so obviously I want to start a book club. I love to read. And honestly, I don't read enough anymore. I get too distracted by life. Mostly a lot of Twitter. But anyways, this is a really good eye-opening book, and especially if you're a conservative prude, give it a read. You know, maybe it'll change your opinion on things, or maybe you'll just want to throw it at someone, but I don't care. Just go get it. Anyway, so I want to start a book club. So we're going to start a new book on the first Friday of every month because we're going to do the book club during Babel Fish Radio. And so on the first Friday of every month, we'll start a new book. Okay, I will announce the book like at least maybe a week or two beforehand so that, you know, y'all can go out and get a copy of it. So we're going to start that. So we're going to begin to really dig into this book on the first Friday of next week. We're going to at least cover, like, just look at the intro and stuff like that, and then maybe we'll figure it out later. Tell me what you think. Anybody who wants to join in, we'll get your opinions and stuff and feedback and everything all included in the show. So, Sex at Dawn. I talk about it a lot. How we mate, why we stray, and what it means for modern relationships, and it speaks a lot about human sexuality, obviously, in a perspective that's different than the standard narrative, which is, as previously mentioned, boy meets girl, girl meets boy. I'm going to read a quote out of this book because I think it's awesome. I read it on my pilot, so we're going to read it again. And yet, despite repeated assurances that women aren't particularly sexual creatures, in cultures around the world, men have gone to extraordinary lengths to control female libido. Female genital mutilation, head-to-toe chadors, medieval witch burnings, chastity belts, suffocating corsets, muttering insults about insatiable whores, pathologizing, paternalistic medical diagnosis of nymphomania or hysteria, the debilitating scorn heaped on any female who chooses to be generous with her sexuality, all parts of a worldwide campaign to keep the supposedly low-key female libido under control. Why the electrified high-security razor wire fence to contain a kitty cat? So that's the question. Why the electrified high-security razor wire fence to contain a kitty cat? Begs to question human nature, which is a bit of a discussion I got in today as well. I seem to be getting into this a lot lately, especially with the launch of this show. I guess I'm being a little more outspoken with my opinions, which is okay, because, you know, whatever. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. That's what I want to start doing. And I mean, I know there's like 12 people who are going to watch this, and none of them are going to want to buy that book. I don't care. I'm going to discuss it. And if anybody wants to join in, I highly suggest it. If you're going to buy the book, do it from my link down below, and then you help a guy out a little bit, and you get a wicked book that you can either, read and change your opinion or throw at somebody. In either case, you win, except for whoever gets a book to the head, but I digress. I really want to play some more music right now, so, actually, hold on, sorry. Let's lost the train of thought. Do you hear that? Jack, my cat. Anyways, so, okay, book club. Sex at Dawn is the book. If you want to buy it, either support a local business or get it from the link down below. We're going to start talking about it on the first Friday of July, which... I'm going to punch you, cat. Oh, no, September comes after August. So we're going to do this first Friday of September, which happens to be the 1st of September. So the 1st of September, by the 1st of September, try to get your hands on the book. Try to at least read the introductions and maybe like the first couple of chapters or something like that. And we'll get to discussing it. I'm excited to do that with you guys. So let's just get into music. Let's just get into music. Speaking of religion and stuff. that set was so good. It's just the two of them, but man, I'm sorry. So the first one was God Money by Nevermore. I love that song because it's poignant and awesome. I love Nevermore. They're really great political, lots of very like drug fueled and really great, awesome technical stuff. Don't bother listening to their newest album, but everything else is really good. There might be two newer albums that are terrible. The last good one was this Godless Endeavor, which is fantastic. Anyways, that was God Money, which came off of their debut album, self-titled debut album, way back in the day. And then we listened to Silvera by Gojira. Gojira is my favorite band in the world, and they have been in that spot for a very, very, very long time. I got to see them like, when was that? Last Friday. Yeah, I saw them live and it was amazing. And they played that song. And I'm not super familiar with it because it came off their new album, which I haven't listened to like 35 times like the rest of their stuff. So be prepared to listen to a lot of that over the next coming while. Yeah, really great. Those guys are so good. Really super environmentally charged, political, not more environmental stuff. Really good. Lots of whale sounds and vocoders, which are just lovely and very technical. I love technical. Anyways, that was some good stuff. So, you know what? Thank you for showing up tonight. I really appreciate that. I hope to see you again next week. Monday, we started all off with Music Mondays, and we're going to get a little bit more into Myers-Briggs again, because that's our topic at hand right now. And then the rest of the week, again, we're going to do some techie stuff. We're going to do some wildness stuff, and then we're going to throw it back a little bit. And then another episode of Babel Fish Radio. And I guess that's it for this week. I will see you on Monday, and I am so pumped you're here. Again, the book, Sex at Dawn, excellent. Go grab it. We'll start talking about it. And, subscribe if you like what I do. Yell at me if you don't like what I do. Follow me on Twitter, D.A. Meyers, because I'm a social whore, and Twitter makes me feel good about myself. And it's a great way to get your voice heard and a platform for discussion, which was what I did today. It wasn't just some lame thing. It was actually a really cool discussion. It was neat. Anyways, so we got all riled up here. Let's slow things down a little, and we're gonna end things off a lot slower. I'm actually gonna just rearrange my playlist here real quick. So this next one here, this is a nice local Calgary band, the Northwest Passage. This is their track Through the Motions. And then we're going to settle on out with our Stidir. I don't know how to pronounce that because it's Icelandic. With Things You Said, which is real good sleepy music. So let's just calm down after this very high energy thing. Maybe? I felt high energy. Did you? We'll see. Anyways, let's slow it down. This is Through the Motions by the Northwest Passage.
Let me know when there is nothing wrong, and I'll go through the motions till the ocean calms. And I'll keep quiet while you're up in arms. Turn the clock backwards, trying to find where we went wrong. Should've known then that this whole thing could come undone. Let me know when there is nothing wrong, and I'll go through the movements of an endless song. It's looking time it was gone already, and we were forced to keep on waiting. It was gone already, and we were forced to keep on waiting. Backwards, trying to find where we went wrong. Should've known then that this whole thing could come undone. We turned the clock backwards, blindfolded, stood in line. The future moved past us, we wasted time. So let me know when there is nothing wrong. Let me know when there is nothing wrong. Let me know when there is nothing wrong. And I'll go through the motions till the ocean calms.
Those selfish games have made me think